This is the Town Steel XCE 9000 series lockdown lock. It has a keypad electronic lock, and the lockdown is accomplished by the remote control unit included in each lock. This is the cylindrical version, the XCE. This programming pertains also to the XME, which is the mortise version of the lock. The unit comes back in factory mode, or is shipped in factory mode or factory default, and the master code should be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this is in factory mode. The RCU, the remote control unit, and we'll go over that later, but it's all set to zeros, and that's the default for the factory. And also the pass time is 5 seconds. That's the pass time is the time it stays unlocked once you enter in a correct valid code. And there's a penalty time also. After 3 wrong tries, it'll go into a 60-second delay. First thing you do when you get the lock is to change the master code so you can begin programming, and also so nobody can get into the lock. Change the programming for the master code. We always start with pound. So we would go pound, current master code 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then we would use the code 01, which signifies we're going to change the master code. After that, we'd enter a number of digits, a one-digit number for 4, 5, or 6 digits that we're going to have in our master code. We're going to keep it at 5, so we'll enter the number 5. And then you enter your master code, your new master code, and then your new master code again to verify. So we go pound, current master code, 01 to signify we're changing the master code. Number of digits, 4, 5, or 6, we're going to go 5. And then we're going to change the master code to 1s. And then we re-verify that. So the master code should be changed to all 1s right now. Stays unlocked for 5 seconds. Master code will lock and unlock the unit and controls the users and office codes. The 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 does not work any longer. So we're going to go ahead and program in some users and some office codes. User codes are in locations. Everything's got a location of 0, 1 to 1, 0. So you can have 10 users. And then the office codes will have a location of 1, 1 to 9, 0. User codes open the lock for 5 seconds, and then the lock locks back down. Office codes, once you use them, it'll open the lock, and then if you use it again, it'll close the lock. So any office code can open the lock, and any office code can lock down the lock also. So in order to do that, same thing, pound, master code. Instead of using 01, we're going to use 02 to add users, lockdown, cancel codes, all the other codes that we have in the unit. So we're going to go pound, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 02. And then we give it a location. We'll give it 01 as a user code, and we'll give it a code of 01010. It continues in program. We'll add another one, a location 03. We'll give it a code 03030. We'll add one in an office code, location 17. We'll give that 17171. We'll add another one at 37 and 37373. And then we'll add some of our lockdown cancel codes. We can do that at location 91. And we'll make that code 91919. And then we'll add another one at 96. And we got 96969. Okay. Then we can change our RCU and make it a little bit different than what it is. It times out after about 5 or 6 seconds. If you want to stop it, you can just hit the start button. So that programmed in our users. Let's see, 01010. So that's a user at location 1. And you want to keep track of these, much like a keying system. And then we'll have an office code at 1717171. And that'll keep it open until you use another office code, any office code, and it'll lock it down. We can try our 37373. So 37373, and that locks it down. Okay. So currently I have some master code in there, user codes, and some office codes, and our lockdown codes. Lockdown codes are in location 91 through 99. So it's the same thing. You pound master code. 02 signifies we're going to add a user or an office code or a lockdown code. And then we can put it timed out. So pound 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then 02. And then anyone from 91 to 99, we'll get 97. And then 97979. And that's a lockdown cancel code. And we can stop the programming mode by hitting the star button. Those are in there now. We're going to program the RCU. The RCU is on the back side. There's a little dip switch where you can turn. There's 8 locations, and they're either on or off. In factory, when we ship it, it's all zeros or all off. And the default for this is all zeros also. So it'll work once it comes from the factory. But we're going to change that. I put this in to 10101010. So we're going to change that for the RCU. So to do that, we go pound master code again. 95 is changing the RCU. And then we put in the code. I got 10101010. So that changes the RCU to this. Let's put it in office mode where we use a code and have it open 37373. Okay, that'll stay open. And then we're going to use the RCU. And as soon as we press the button, it immediately goes into lockdown. It's locked. The LED will blink red on this side, and it'll blink red on the other side, indicating lockdown is in progress. We programmed a couple of lockdown cancel codes in here. And even if you get it from the factory and the first thing you do is press the button on the RCU and it goes into lockdown mode, you can still program the lock at that point. So just do the same steps for programming, even though the light's flashing. So we're going to go ahead and use our lockdown codes. We programmed in a 91919, and that cancels the lockdown. It still stays locked. It doesn't open it up automatically. You have to open it up with a user code or an office code at that point. That's the basic programming of adding users and office codes and your emergency or your lockdown cancel codes and changing your RCU. The other things you can do is delete a code. You can delete it by pound and then the master code. Deleting is 03 and then you put in a location. So if we want to delete one, we go pound, master code, 03, and we had something in 01. And everything's blue, so you know your codes are good. If you put in something wrong, you'll get a red LED. So the code that was at 01010 no longer works. We're going to program that back in there. Pound 02, and then we'll program it at 01 again, and then it's 01010. And it stays in programming mode. We're going to cancel that out. So 01 works. Okay, we can disable codes also. Disabling just means you can't use them, but you can enable them again. It is not deleting, they're just not usable. So disabling is 04 and then the location, and to enable them is 05 and then the location. So if we want to go pound 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and we're going to disable, we go 04 and then a location 01. So if we try to use that code at 01, 01010, you'll get both LEDs are red and the blue will beep. It's not an invalid code, it's just a code that's disabled. We can enable that again. It's 05 to enable, pound, master code, 05, and then the location, 01. And we try that again, we give it a couple of seconds to get out of the mode, and then we go 01010, and it's back enabled. If you want to disable all office codes, it's 07, and then to enable again, it's 08. And if you want to disable all codes, it's 06, and then to enable, it's 08 again. So if we're going to disable office codes, let's see an office code, 3737. Okay, that's office code. You want the unit locked when you're programming. When I push this pound button, it gives me a red beep if the unit's unlocked. So we're just going to go ahead and lock that. 37373. It's locked. So now we can go ahead and program. So I'm going to disable all office codes. So that's 07, pound, master code, and then 07. And that disables all master codes in here. We had one at 37, which is 3737. 3, and that's that. We had one at 17, 17171, and that's disabled. And so those are disabled. So we're going to enable those again. It's 08, pound, master code, 08. You don't need a location for those because it's deleting or enabling and disabling all. So if all office codes. Now we want to disable all codes in the lock. So we have 01010. It still works. Let it lock down. And then 37373 still works. And then 171 works. So we're going to disable all those codes. So that's 06, pound, master code, 06. That disabled all those codes. So we're going to go try the 01, 1010. You get the double LED, it means it's disabled. We go 17171, it's all disabled. So we're going to enable those again. Enabling is 08. So pound, master code, 08, and they're back and enabled now. We'll go ahead with one. Give it time to get out of the program, a couple seconds. 1, those work again. Okay. So that's basically the programming for the lock. If we want to go ahead and put it back into factory mode, we can do that. Let's go through the RCU one more time. This is set for 10101010. We did that with pound master code, and then we did 95, and then the code from the dip switch on the back. And I'll show you a picture of how the dip switch is set in the back. But we're going to go ahead and put it in lockdown mode, and the LED starts blinking, and we can cancel that out with an emergency code that we already programmed in there, 91919. Okay, so it's out of the code. So we're going to change it back to factory mode. You can do that by hitting pound, master code, and then 9999. Pound, master code, 99, and then 99 again. It stays lit for a while, and about 5 seconds later, and then if we try our master code of 11111, it gives us an invalid entry. None of our user codes work. I'm not going to go through them all. I'll go into penalty mode, but the new code is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's in factory mode. So let's try a user code that we had at 01, which was 01010, and none of those work anymore. So it's back into factory mode. Another method for putting it back into factory mode is to remove the outside cover, take off a battery. So what I'm going to do is take off the lever. There's a little spring in here. You push that in, pull the lever off. There's a spanner wrench to remove the bearing down at the bottom. Take that off. And there's a Torx with pin in screw on the top. So we include a small tool to do that. So I'm going to take off the screw. I'm going to take off the cover, and that's the inside. So what you want to do is remove one battery. So I'm going to undo the battery cover. 2 screws that hold it on. Okay, pull the cover, and there's the batteries are in there. So we're going to loosen one battery, take the power off, and I'm going to push that back in. But when I push it back in, I'm going to push, depress, hold the 0 key, push the battery back in, the LED will beep, or LED will flash twice, and you'll hear 2 beeps. Immediately after that, start pressing the star key. And once the LED stays lit, you can stop pressing it. So hold down the 0, push the battery back in, 2 beeps, start pressing this, and it stays lit, much like 99 and 99, and then it's back into factory mode.